What's up guys? So for this video I'm going to be telling a story about the time that I grabbed a kid from the armpits, both of his armpits, and yanked him to the point where he hit his back on 3 chairs and 3 of those chairs knocked over, and he actually got injured because of that. So yeah, let's get into this story time. So the story time begins in February 2015. This is the last day before the week off holiday. At lunchtime, me and a bunch of other people were playing Tig, and this bully called Mohsin, and yes, he was definitely the person that got injured, and I'll get into that later on. Mohsin is definitely one of those fuckheads who would bully you just for no reason. Like, he would pick on me quite a lot, and this happened throughout the majority of Year 8. So, Mohsin was tormenting me. I don't remember what it was that he was saying, but he definitely got under my skin. So basically, I charged at him, and he was running in front of a bin, so I decided to push him, and he actually fell over the bin, and I was like, thank fucking God. He got what he deserved for being a huge dick. So when that happened, the teacher saw it. By the way, they didn't bother to call out Mohsin for tormenting me, but the moment I push him and he falls over onto a bin, then they have a problem. These teachers are such shitheads. These morons start shouting, "Oh, why did you push him?" And I can't believe I said this, and this actually made them believe this. I said, "Oh, it was an accident," and the teachers, they actually believed it. After that, Mohsin stopped tormenting me. Also, the teachers didn't press the issue even further, which I'm very surprised about. By the way, I got a fist bump from one of the people that saw this go down, and it made me feel a lot better. After this altercation went down, nothing happened until I'm heading back to my class, and this person called Bazzi, one of Mohsin's friends, who looking back, definitely isn't a good person whatsoever. I was talking to him about how Mohsin is rude to me, and Bazzi, he was just so unhelpful. He basically just told me, yeah, I know, Mohsin is nice to me, obviously because Mohsin is friends with Bazzi, but Bazzi was like, yeah, I don't get why he's mean to you. Bazzi really should have just told him, stop being rude to him, or I'll cut you off. That's what Bazzi should have said to Mohsin, but he didn't because he is a retard. The guy also told me, oh, you should definitely confront Mohsin to let him know you're fed up of his nonsense. But Bazzi, instead of being a good friend and going to him and telling him to stop being rude to me, instead the loser just tells me, lol, just deal with it, I'm not gonna help you, you figure out how you want to deal with Mohsin by yourself. After Bazzi was being super unhelpful with this situation, I just head back to class, and when I get back to class, Mohsin says to the form teacher, he's here. The arsewipe definitely told the teacher that I pushed him and he fell over a bin, which is exactly what happened. So when everybody else went to the next lesson, I got held back to be spoken to by my form teacher, which definitely was not very fun. I don't remember all of what this shitty form teacher was telling me, but he basically told me, oh, you should never have done that. That's definitely not very cool of you. Like, you should definitely have told the teacher about him being rude to you and all of that. After this terrible conversation was over, I went back to my next class. Nothing happens until the first day back at high school after the week off. This is where the story is brought back. So basically, me and Mohsin and a bunch of other kids are waiting outside of the classroom and waiting for the form teacher to open the door to let the kids into the classroom. While everyone is waiting, the dwarf, Mohsin, this guy was definitely dropped on his head as a baby. The guy starts being a huge arsehole towards me. He basically starts getting up in my face. He stands on my 2 feet for no reason other than to be a huge jerk. This was when I was super soft, and a bully like him would definitely walk all over me. So the guy is saying shit to my face. I don't remember what it was, but he was definitely being very rude. And once the teachers let everybody into the classroom, he stopped. But then he started being rude to this other person who was also afraid of him as well. And I was just like, you know what, screw this. And I proceed to go behind him, grab his armpits from underneath, and just yank him to the point where he goes flying and damages his spinal area. 3 chairs have fallen, by the way, and everybody that saw this was in shock that I did that, even the teacher. And by the way, the teacher that was bullying this other person, Asman, was saying absolutely fucking nothing, but the moment I step up and toss Mohsin and all of the chairs fall and he's injured to the point where he can't even get up himself, plus the guy is crying, all of a sudden this fucking absolute lazy ass, uninspiring piece of dirt decides to get off his ass and actually run over to me. Meanwhile, he's wearing sandals and he's got dirt underneath his finger and feet nails. He basically runs over to me and shouts, "Stand over in the corner, now!" I was shocked that I did that as well, but I was just so fed up of this guy being an absolute arsehole towards me, I just snapped. So the teacher helps him up while he was crying, and, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely crying because I was worried what was going to happen afterwards. The form teacher walks over to me, he basically says, "Oh, you should not have done that. I told you about this before the week off you had. I told you not to intervene and attack Mohsin, and look what you've done it again." However, this tramp didn't even bother to shout at Mohsin for bullying myself and Asman. These shithead teachers, for some reason, love playing favourites. I don't get it. So after this was done, everybody was sent to class, including myself and Mohsin. Some reason, and this goes to show how shit the teachers are at their jobs and how this school really sucked. Both of us never got suspended out of school or in-school suspension, or both of us never got detention either. We got let off scot-free. The whole time, I was definitely wondering what was going to happen, and I actually told that same person that saw me push Mohsin. Then he fell over a bin. I told Kyle this, and he was like, "Holy shit, that was crazy." Asman was in disbelief I did that because, like I mentioned earlier, I was very soft, and, you know, the fact that I did that definitely stunned everybody in the class because I'm not like that. Nothing actually happened after this, like everything was back to normal, except Mohsin being an arsehole towards me. He really hated me, which, yeah, I felt the same way about him. I really hated him. His friends, by the way, did not intervene and get Mohsin to stop being rude to me. He just always walk all over me, and his friends would just let it happen. Definitely not good friends. The same people he was friends with, I was also friends with, so they could have easily told Mohsin to knock it off, or threatened to stop being friends with him if he continued being an arsehole towards me, but no, they didn't do that either. They just let me deal with it, basically. They knew this would go down, and say nothing, who needs enemies when you have friends like these people? So, fast forward to September 2016, this is the new year, and this is when Mohsin actually fucking stopped being rude towards me. However, the guy said he would knock me out if he wasn't injured, which I definitely would make sure that wouldn't happen. If the guy tried to do that, the teacher would most likely run over and break it up. So he's definitely wrong about that. Also, Mohsin saying he won't be mean towards me, but then issuing this warning. It's very contradicting. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this situation. Mohsin sucks. Hopefully he's not a troublemaker nowadays. Take care, everyone.